Hi everybody, Sanibonani. Welcome to my channel. Igama lami nguNtando Mdletshe. And on this channel, siyayisibuka ama-reality shows ethu ala eMzansi bese siza la sizokhuluma ngalo ma-show. Siyaphinda-ke futhi sikhuluma ngama-celebrities kanye nama-YouTubers ethu ala eMzansi. If it is your first time joining me today, and you happen to like my content, do not forget to press the subscribe button Langezansi and a notification bell. Guys, there is a membership on this channel. So if you are somebody that wants to join the membership, please press the join button. Also, there is a thanks button for those who want to financially support the channel. There's a like button. And also, I appreciate it a lot when you guys watch my adverts on this channel. Welcome, everybody. I hope you are ready to have fun today. I hope you are ready to have fun because we are about to have fun. We are about to laugh. This is not our personal lives, so we don't care about these people that much. Okay, so don't take it personally when we talk about people that you like and love. And we don't talk about them in a pleasant way, okay? It's because we're just having fun. So we just had episode 4 of Real Housewives of Durban. Guys, listen, this season, I want to give the producers, you know, all the credits when it comes to their casting because the people that they have brought on, I am so impressed with them. But we're going to talk more about it. Hi, Judith. Thank you so much for joining me. Sissy, please let me know if my sound and my picture is okay so that I can move forward. Hi, everybody that has joined us, you guys. We're going to do a live review. This is going to be a little bit long, but we're going to have fun because we want to talk about everything that happened in this episode. Okay. So let's begin. Okay. We are in episode 4 now, you guys. It's already very clear that uh, the welcoming of the new members is not an easy one, but at the same time, they are very selective about the treatment. And I also think that it depends how the cast member has come in. Of course, Usane, I always say Usane, Benosli are not having the greatest of time joining the group, you know. Yet Umaria Kanye, Nombali, they seem to be okay. I think Umbali came in with this strategy. Yoguti, she's just going to watch the people, you know. She's not saying a lot, you know, it's only the reactions. I like the faces that she gives every time they say something that is shocking. And then Maria, guys, I don't know. I think she just thought, I'm just gonna come in and just be a rich housewife. I don't have to do anything. She's coming in like Sorisha did, you know, in the early seasons, you know, where she's just being rich, one of the richest, and she thinks it's enough. I Lana Housewives, you have to talk. It's episode 4 already. So I feel like it's clear that it drama with Usane, it's going to be one of the main storylines on this season. It drama with Usli, that friendship cast league, and no Nonku, and Ujojo not wanting them to be friends because guys, it's clear now that Ujojo doesn't want Nonku Nosli to be friends. She will do anything for that friendship to end. That is clear that is going to be the main storyline. And of course, Annie is giving us a storyline about her eye, you know, because she doesn't want to give us anything that is like, you know, personal, because we already know. We already know what we want to know more about when it comes to Annie, but she's not going to give that. She's trying to not be a mean girl, but sometimes she can't help herself, okay? And also, just the fact that you guys, I am so over Ujojo. This season, I'm just not feeling her. Besides, my tendencies are of being privileged. I'm just not feeling her this season, you guys. There are things that she said that are not acceptable. And I feel like if nobody calls her out on them, she's just going to think that these things are okay, you know. But we're going to talk about it, you guys. But I feel like they've done a very good job, you guys. This season is still episode 4. We still have a lot of episodes to go, but I'm liking it. Okay. So thank you so much for the people that are joining me in the comment section and those that are not commenting as well. You are welcome. Thank you so much for coming. Oleg, thank you so much, Judy. Tops, yes. We are within, yes, you are within sound, picture, lighting. Thank you so much. And it's buffering every other minute, or is it my side? I don't know, you guys. I guess I'll hear from the others if It's like that. It might be my Wi-Fi. I don't know, you guys. It's fine on my side, Tops. Thank you so much, Tops. Maybe Judy, it's on your side. I don't know. You know the network sometimes. Yes, you guys. But anyway, so last episode it ended with Nonku's party. You know, Nonku's party. It's a celibacy party, and she was about to come out, and then she's trying to come out, and Usorisha is leaving. Okay, listen, I didn't like what Usorisha did, even though she didn't like being around Usane. But I think that she was invited to that party by Unonku. The least that she could do is wait for Unonku to come out and maybe spend a couple of minutes or something with Unonku and then go. Nonku asked her for the same. Was, can you just stay a little bit? There's something I wanted to do, because she wanted to do something with the doves slash the pigeons for her event. And Usorisha was like, no, I don't want to be there with Usane. The introduction, guys, and really is becoming more and more confusing by the day, because obviously the first episode Usane said she heard about the party, wangene party, wasn't invited by anybody. On the video she did, Usane says, no, actually I was invited by Usorisha. And then Usorisha in episode 3 admitted that she did invite Usane. And then this episode, she's acting like, because if you bring somebody to the group, no, you can't leave this person with the group now and run away from her. It just wasn't making sense that Usorisha was making a decision to actually run away from that situation when she is the one that is claiming to have brought Usane to the group. Now, Nonku is asking, isn't she your friend? She's like, no, she was just invited, like as if she was invited by somebody else, not her. She said, no, she's not my friend. She was just invited. This person is spoken about to Ulondi London the way that she did. She did the same with Annie. I don't want to be around her. She lives. Okay. Nonku is like, listen, clearly, Usorisha is not my friend, because had she been my friend, she would have put me first. Obviously, she's not my friend. Usorisha is like, had Usane left the party, I would have stayed, you know. And I'm like, Sorisha, but she is a cast member. Did you forget? She is getting paid to be on the show. And also, it's going to be boring if she leaves. Do you know how boring you guys are without Tusane? So I'm like, okay, Sorisha leaves. Anyway, the party goes on as planned. Guys, the arrival of the queen. Yafika queen. Hey, engasonkile umama ubelieve nini wayithini ulasi last season athi ugqoka imiyeka yeka umama, hey ubegqoka imiyeka yeka, and she walks in like the bride. Are you queen, guys? She walks in like the bride. The queen, by the way, those who don't watch Real Housewives, is Nonku's mom. She walks in like the bride to the party. I thought they were at Nonku's place, but they were somewhere by the beach. So she had hired a venue, I think. And then they go to the beach to release the doves. And Usliti is thinking, and isn't it that Ama doves are released at the funeral? We are like, when we don't care. Funeral, celibacy party, whatever. So they go to the beach, but release Ama doves. But because everybody was supposed to hold the dove, okay? Guys, it's a dove, it's a pigeon, whatever you want to call it. Everyone was supposed to hold the dove. But the other two doves just ran away because they realized they were outnumbered, because obviously Ueni was not there and Usorisha was not there. So there were two extra doves. With angazi azi kanjani lama doves kuthe makuvulwa nje ikheja vele azindizela baleka, okay. Nonku was like, I don't know, maybe it is Sorisha and so fine, they released the doves, but they were not instructed properly, on what they were supposed to do, because ama doves are just azindizelile ahamba. Unonku athi no, they were supposed to do the circle thing. Uyabona, something nice, they didn't. So angazi ama doves ukuthi kwenzekeni, or they forgot and then they practiced whatever, ama doves azihambela. Anyway, they get back to the table now. I think it was like last dinner time by that time, because I remember at some point Usana was talking about it being like 9-10 o'clock at night. So I think that it was getting late. So I'm thinking that they were having dinner when they were sitting down at the table about to eat and all of that. And then obviously Unonku decides it's about time. It's about time that she introduces the special guest, because this guest has to make sure that he is there when they shoot the scenes, okay? Yes, we've been complaining with my husbands don't really appear on Real Housewives. Huh? Now we get it. Hey, we get it from Nonku's man. So he comes, he gets introduced to the queen, who is Nonku's mom. I was surprised that Unonku will introduce a guy to her mom in that setting. I would think that if they're going to come to an event like that, Unonku would have introduced him prior to them coming to the event, but it didn't happen that way. She actually introduced him there. Oh, Queenie was so welcome. Oh, now you are my son, and I'm like, yo, Queenie, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, Google, Queen, Google, umkhwenyana wakwakho Nkosi. Anyway, introduces to everybody, you guys. Listen, I think that I would be warming up to this guy had it not been for the new information that has come out about him being an ex-convict, and so I'm just scared for Unonku at this point, you guys. But anyway, everybody seemed happy for Unonku because she's got a man now, and at the celibacy party, and then there's a guy that, so everybody was happy. And then Unonku starts causing drama at her own party. I didn't understand that because obviously Sorisha had left, and Sorisha indicated that the reason she's leaving is because of Usane, but she did not say what Usane said anything to her. She said she's just uncomfortable being around Usane. Okay, fine. Eh, Unonku now wants to ask Usane, what did you say to Sorisha? Because Sorisha, he's leaving because of you. I said that I don't want drama at my party. Usane is like, manje mina ngingenaphi. If Sorisha left, ngingenaphi mina ekuseneni uSorisha uhambile. Invitile la ikwakho lana, she goes, how is it my fault ukuthi uhambile? Angimxoshanga mina, uzihambele yena, and Unonku is convinced ukuthi all of this is Sane's fault. I guess partly it is because Sorisha was not willing to be around Usane. But Usane didn't actually do anything that particular night. She just came in, and then Sorisha wanted to go because of what she had heard, Usane had said at the lunch with George about Annie. Okay. Fine, that causes a drama because Sane is not gonna back down. Sane is not gonna be like, oh no, cool, I'm so sorry, honey. That I did that. I'm going to call Sorisha and apologize. Sane is like, hey, it's not my fault. If these women are scared to speak to each other because she was feeling like Nonku is scared to speak to Usorisha about her leaving. So now she's making her a scapegoat. Okay. Now, you guys, she decides because when Xhakaxhaka started, Usli was like, "Yo, mina not again." Because remember, Pela Usli has already had a confrontation with Usane at the party when she called Usane caterer instead of a chef, and then she was upset about that. And she was like, guys, papayin, not again, not the drama." She's like, not the drama. Anyway, you guys, I feel like with the Real Housewives, it's really hard because if you're gonna walk away every time that they are sitting down to have a confrontation, why are you gonna be part of the cast member? It doesn't make sense. People always say that people must walk away from situations, but I think when it's Real Housewives and they're sitting down and discussing the issue, it doesn't make sense if you are the cast member that always stands up and goes away. Like, why do we have you there? We want to see you in conversations. We want to see your reaction. We want to see which side you take. So if you walk away all the time when they're shooting a scene, because obviously they have to do that, they have to have that confrontation at the table because they're shooting a show. If you're always standing up and walking out, like, what's the point of having you? So I wasn't really sure. Is it a good idea for you to walk out? Under normal circumstances, if she wasn't shooting a show and she didn't want drama and drama was starting and she was like, you know what, guys, I'm going, fine. But under these circumstances, I'm like, you need to start staying when these things happen because she also walked away in that one because she said she didn't want to mess up Sorisha's event. She's walking away now. At some point, she's gonna have to stay, you know. So she walked away, and then after that, again, there was that thing with Unonku with Usane. I felt like Unonku was a little bit unfair to Usane, but part of it was Usane. I was feeling like conflicted with that. Hhayi-ke usanena-ke ufunde izwi lenkosi, Nkosi yami konje lithini? Ngilibhalile angilibhalanga. She reads a verse from, she's like, guys, I'm about to go, okay? Let me leave you with this. Wavula iscripture, wabafunda wabafundela iscripture, efundela uNonkulu ukuthi you see even iBhayibheli liyasho ukuthi ungangeni iy'ndaba ongangeni kuzona ngoba lento le ekasorisha and ungangifaki kuzona, and then uNonkulu was so confused ukuthi how am I the one efanele ngishunyayele noma yimi efanele ngishunyayele. And remember phela uNonkulu umfundisi, ngiyakhumbula ngithi so washunyayezwa kumfundisi waqeda usane wathi yena uyahamba. It was, for me, I felt like Unonku actually messed up her own event because there was no reason for her to talk about that thing at that event. She could have waited and be like, okay, so Risha left, guys, let's just have some fun. At the same time, you guys, we have to understand that they do have pressures from the production to talk about certain issues. Otherwise, why have this event that is just all nice in Real Housewives of Durban? It can't be. You have to mess up your own event, which is exactly what Unonko does. Okay. And all right, so that was the part, you guys. I think overall the party went well, except for that part of the confrontation. And I did feel like it wasn't all the way Usane's fault. I did start that drama, but overall I thought the party went well. Utumsane was all smiling because he now has met the mother-in-law. Now the only thing that has to happen now is to meet the children, and then he is in. Housewife swindler. Okay. Anyway, Utop says the queen even said she is not surprised. She knew this was going to happen. I was like, lo mama and Kosiam, how did she know? Did she know Utunoko is going to meet a man? I heard her say that. Did she know Utunoko is going to meet a man, or Unoko was going to meet that particular man? I also didn't understand that. But I said in my other video, you guys, those of us who are a little bit like sesibadala vele fanele ngabe kade sagana sashada, sadelay nje. Abazali bethu now when we introduce people bavele nje bathi nje anybody. And Unoko is the same age as me. So we are at that stage where our parents are like, ngani yami, anybody nje. Mawushadile nje, I'm okay. I am okay. Noma nje ungalanda nje iphara, uligeze kahle uligqokise ulilethe like it's okay. I feel like our parents sometimes meet, get to that point where they're like, whatever, as long as you're happy, iphara lakho. So maybe that's what she meant. Finally, Unkosi meets what did I say? Unoku meets Unoku meets a man, because how did she know? By the way, you guys, Unoku says she prayed for this man, but we'll talk about that. I was like, ha, nkulunkulu. So Unoku pray for this man, and this is the man you gave to her. Ha, hi, hi. Uyiphendula kanjani emthandazo? I was like, how can I pray for a man and then you give me an ex-convict? Futhi, with sexual assault attached to that thing. I was like, hi, kanti uNkulunkulu uyiphendula kanjani emthandazo? Yo. Anyway, you guys, the next thing it was Annie and her husband. They're talking about her eye again and the surgery that she needs to get. Listen, it was a nice scene between her and her husband. And it wasn't bringing anything new. But at the same time, we haven't seen Annie and her husband just doing a scene where they are loving to each other, supporting each other. He's very supportive about her doing the surgery. He doesn't think Ugutu Eni should do it because of what's happening with the social media. She should do it if she wants to, and if she's got some change, some money as that she has that she can spend on this surgery. She is supportive, so it was a nice. I think they want us to see Udaguru as a nice husband, a nice supportive husband. And I think I saw that a little bit, you guys. I hate that I'm starting to like him a little, a little bit because I don't know, there's just something about him. Okay. And then uNonku benombali bebevakashelene, the next scene bavakashelene, and then I think uNonku are becoming friends nombali. And they decide they're going to go and see Usli. It's funny, you guys, how Unonko really talks about Usli as if Usli is her friend. But when she's around everybody else, she doesn't act that way. She doesn't even act like she likes Usli. So it's confusing for me to really decide, are they friends or not? Okay. So they go to Slee's place and they're sitting and talking. Obviously, the conversation that comes up is Nonku's man. I feel like Usli has, some files on this man, but she doesn't want to come out with it. And we want the files, okay? Because even though she's happy for Nonku, but she's like an uncomfortable happy for her. She's like has questions, and it's like she has things that she wants to say. But my friend, do you know this? But she's not saying. Okay, so they talk about Nonku. Nonku says it's going well. They've been together for 2 months with this guy. Already they want to meet each other's kids. Umbali is like, hi, my friend, wait kancane. He's like, hi, ngizolinda ukushada kodwa introducing I will. Guys, 2 months. Like, tell me in the comment section, honestly, if it's ever enough, if you've known somebody for 2 months to introduce them to your kids. Maybe I don't know, you guys. For me, I just feel like it's early. It's too early. If you don't know the person well enough to know if you can trust them with your kids, but they want to do that. So Mbali's opinion is wait a bit, Mngani, because if it doesn't work out now, you're going to find someone else and introduce that person to your kids too. Usli says, Mngani, listen, if you're going to introduce somebody to your kids, it means you expect that person to spend time with your kids at some point. Have you seen him with his own kids and see how he is like, how he disciplines the kids and all of that? So you must see that first, and then you can decide if this is somebody you want around your kids. Noko is listening to nobody, okay? Nobody. She is in love. She's like these ladies, maybe they just because they've gone through some stuff, then they're putting that on this, especially because Susli has gone through some stuff. But at the same time, when you've gone through some stuff and you can see your friend about to go through the same thing that you've gone through, and you wanna say, my friend, listen. Listen to me, ngiphuma khona emjolweni kade unginyisa. So listen to me. I am saying, wait a bit. I don't think Nonko is going to wait in introducing the kids, but obviously the friends are thinking that it's too early, you guys. Then they start talking about Umbali. Usli makes an effort to get to know the other women, but I feel like the conflicts with friendship here can Nonko gets in the way of that. And I think that if she wants to really become friends with the other women, she has to start spending time with them away from Unonku so that they can develop their own friendships. Okay. Uh, Game over for Nonku. Yeah, I want Nonku to find another man. I don't know. Maybe this is the one for her because she prayed, but I want her to find another man. But she's a goner. Yeah, she's a goner. That scene bored me, to be honest. And it needs to let us in her life because she was on Lass's case last season. We actually know nothing about her apart from how she made her happy. Exactly, you guys, about their relationships. And also the fact every relationship goes through something. You go through things when you are in a relationship. I go through things individually. He's gonna go through his own stuff, and then we go through things together. If we are on a reality show, how are we going to be on 3 seasons of the show and we show nothing of what goes on in our relationship? And the show is called Real Housewives of Durban. How is that possible? It doesn't make sense, but they are getting away with it. It's not only Ueni, it's Sorisha as well, it's Jojo as well. What have we seen of Jojo except for her husband coming to the event? They don't share the real stuff that's going on in their lives. That is the issue with the old cast. And I feel like they're going to be overtaken by the new cast because Bali was busy with her boyfriend. Well, we're going to talk about her boyfriend, but but she seemed to be sharing more. Maria was out with her son. We have already seen a scene with her husband. So they're going to be overtaken by the newbies because they just don't want to share the personal stuff that we are curious about. Anyway, you guys, I think that honestly it went well between the three of them when they were together like that. And also that's the thing that's frustrating about a relationship kanonku no Sli, is that when Jojo is not around, they seem to be getting along fine. The problem happens when Jojo is around. All of a sudden, Usli becomes a bad person to Unonku. And I'm in no way you guys saying Usli is this perfect angel that has been perfect in that friendship. I'm sure she's not perfect, but I feel like Unonku sees that more when Ujojo is around from Usli. But when she's hanging out with Usli away from Ujojo, Usli seemed to be a really like okay friend to her. That is confusing for me. Is she a good friend to you or not? Why does it have to be? Why is she a bad friend when Jojo is around? That's a thing, you guys. It looks like Jojo influences a lot what Unoku is feeling about Usli. Anyway, you guys, so they do talk about Bali's engagement, and but she's like, guys, I met this guy, I didn't think that he was my type. Also, he is an artist, fine artist. So hey, ngase career yakhe iyangwarisha. I guess she's worried about whether the guy is going to be able to maintain their lives financially, which is a valid concern, you guys. And he says that sometimes he makes money, sometimes he doesn't. And so I'm wondering right now, is she taking care of this guy or what? What's happening? What's up there? you know? And she says, I indlala kazwani nayo, guys. I don't think that any woman, khona umuntu wesifazane othanda indlala, guys. We might have gone through indlala, but I don't think that anybody likes it. But I got what she's saying. Listen, I might like you, but at the same time, I don't want to be hungry somewhere with you, okay? So yeah, that was her concern, you guys. But obviously, they're moving forward with the relationship. But she confuses me now, kancane, because it's like she's not sure about this guy. But in another scene, they're already planning to have a baby and all of that. Okay, and also she's already engaged, but she's not sure about the guy. But when you say yes, you are saying I am sure about you. Hey, how are you still making a decision if this person is for you, but you already have a ring on your finger? Is that engagement real? You want us to ask questions now. Okay. So that was the scene. It went well. They were hanging out. They were fine. It didn't look like Usli Nononku had any issues at that scene at least. Okay, everything went well. And also Usli was getting to know Mbali. We are like, okay, they might actually become friends, you guys. Now the next scene, I guess Maria felt like, listen, Usane is not getting something when it comes to this group of women. So she called her to go to a spa together. Now Usane is like, hey, angazi ukuthi kuyiwe silandane kuleso spa le. Hey guys, listen, Usane might be troublemaker here, but she brings in a spice that we didn't have last season. Every time she comes on, I'm like, uzothini ke lo now? And she always says something. So Maria, remember when Maria they were talking about Usane, she didn't know they were talking about Usane, she knows from the gym. And then when she finally meets Usane, she's like, guys, kanti nikhuluma ngalo sisi lona. This lady I know, she's a very nice lady. I know her from the gym. So she was surprised that everybody was talking so negatively about the same Sane that she knew, okay? Uthi wamthole bawela. Yabona nokubawela. Ukubawela kuyagaxilisana because while you are baweling, then you end up in a commitment. Now you are like, yo, I was just baweling, and it makes guys when you look at Ulona Umbali and her boyfriend or fiance, you are like east and west, futhi not east and north. Angazi noma akukho na opposite nje kuhlukene nje for somehow, but ke soulmates phela, you never know. So ukubawela sometimes kuyagaxekisa ngoba uthi ubawela and then usuzithola so ubambelele entweni ebengafanele ubambelele kuyona. Anyway, you guys, so the meeting at the spa now, okay. Maria was like a great art teacher trying to explain to this student, listen, my student, the other kids in this class don't like you. So we have to find a way for everybody to be able to, be okay with you being around. Usane, even though guys, she sounds like umuntu okhuluma without ucabangisisa, but she does make a good point here when she says, okay, when you say that everybody doesn't like me, have you heard every single one of them say that? Have they said they don't like me? Because if you haven't heard it, then I can't work with that. I can't assume Gutumutu doesn't like me because you think they don't like me, but they haven't said they don't like me, which I think Vele is fair. If you haven't heard Gutumutu doesn't like, or they haven't said it to you, are you sure that they don't like you? You have to wait and interact with the person and see okay, they don't like me. But she's like, I am it's in they don't. Oh, sorry, we have a sorry, no. Any, no. Jojo, definitely no. Okay. So Nonku, Now Ulon is like, oh, okay, so you mean they are evil? You mean they're evil? It's like, no, they're not evil, but they don't like you. Okay. So I think uzama ukumthipha ukuthi listen, you have to do something. Mhlambe ba-invite out. Maybe now don't drop ama-bomb every time you are around them, because right now they really don't like you. Okay. So Lona Maria is saying the only way they can solve the problem is if Usane leaves the group, or they have to sit down and talk about it. And we already know if they sit down and talk about it, it's going to be a mess. Okay. It is going to be a mess, because Sane is going to be dropping bombs, and then she's gonna have amnesia and forget what she said. And then Sorisha and Osli are going to stand up and walk out. And then Georgia is going to be sitting in the corner laughing because she's going to be enjoying the drama. Annie will be sitting there in the corner worried about, the surgery that she's about to do on her eye. So it's going to be a disaster. We already know that, okay? Udima MZA Sane, she couldn't be bothered. Yes, Usana is perfect for Real Housewives, honestly, you guys, because she's like it is Asta Jenna. It's like, because Maria really thought good ama feelings Sane was we're going to be hurt by the fact that the others don't like her. Usana is like, okay. But at the next event, she's just not, it's like they don't know how to, Anga is like they're not understanding how she is, and I think it's gonna take time, honestly. Because even though she had that explosive exchange with Ulondi London, she still went to Nonku's lunch with Ujojo, and they had another, explosive conversation. She still went to Nonku. She's not missing any of the events. So it's very hard for them to know how to feel about Usane. Okay. Maria is really confused with, listen, Usane is sweet. She wants the others to see that. But at the same time, she's feeling like Usane is not understanding how the others are feeling. Okay. Anyway, you guys, that really went well. I think Maria, because really they haven't had any conflicts with Usane, she's making a decision to not um mistreat Usane based on what she said about other people and how the exchanges that she has had with other people. So, and I like that. I like if Bexaban Usane no Maria, it would be what happened between the two of them. So she's not getting in the mess, Jojo and everybody else. Now, guys, it was a cute scene that Maria shot, and these are the things that we've been asking for from the other housewives. You guys, we want to see their families. We want to see how they interact with their kids. It took so long for us to just meet Sorisha's kids, and we finally did with Maria. We saw her son. His son, she said, I think he is 14 years old. Guys, having a teenager myself, I know it's a headache having to deal with them when it's exam time. They just want to watch TV, be on the phone, and all of that. So remember that she had expressed she feels like Baba Naleo conflict during exams because she has anxiety about it, and she puts it on her son. So it was a nice day out. They're going to the snow wonderland in Gates Away. They're going through the slides, and I think they really have a cute, nice relationship. I liked seeing it. And then they sit down for coffee and they just have a conversation because she's apologizing because she feels like during exam time she's more of a teacher to him than she is a mom. And so they're trying to negotiate that she's going to try and be um not shout a lot, and yeah, and her son is cute. I like her son, you guys. Anyway, Tom said Maria secretly hoped that she can warn Sane so she doesn't leave, because she lives for her. And no Maria uvela ngakhomenta asihlalele khoneni ababuke nje kwi-drama. Anyway, it's clear that Usane is going to be around for long, but I don't know if she's going to be able to win the others so that she has a chance at coming back next season. Yeah. Anyway, I feel the same. She wanted to warn her, but it was going like this, Usane, because Usane is not bothered. Okay. And then the next one, it was Usli. No, sorry, you guys. They are going to the fabric store because they just, I guess they want to get to know each other. Usli feels like, remember, Unonko had called them together to introduce Usli to everybody else, but ended up throwing Usli under the bus. So Usli now is getting a chance to get to know Sorisha. They at this fabric store, which is so nice, has a cool place to sit. Bapuzanane coffee there. I'm like, can I go and pretend to look for the fabric and then give Puzeli coffee and go? And so they met there and they start talking about the spiritual stuff, that because they all both have in Tambolana, also explains in Tambolet, just the spiritual stuff, okay? So now Sorisha wants to get Usli to talk about what happened at her party, Lokuzana. Usorisha, because she ended up walking away to what really happened. She starts to, I called somebody a caterer when I was supposed to call them a chef. They got mad. Now this one is saying I said I was single to her husband, and then everybody's coming in. So it was just too much for me. So I decided that I was going to walk away. Okay. Anyway, you guys, Usorisha is surprised to go to this, all that started that conflict, but I guess she just wanted to get an understanding. Usorisha says she likes Usli. But I'm worried about that friendship because there is a time, I think it was episode 1, when she said she's looking for an alliance. She says she would like to build an alliance with Usli. So I do question Sorisha's um, intentions. Is she genuine in wanting to build a friendship with Usli? Or she can see that, the friendship with Ujojo is going to be challenging this season. She needs another person that possibly would stay on her side. So I do question that. I feel like Usli is genuine in wanting to be friends with Usorisha, but I'm questioning Usorisha because of that statement that she made. Okay. And then Dima MZA said, I like Lee and Sorisha's connection. I hope it lasts. I hope so. I hope it's genuine and I hope it lasts. I hope that it lasts, you guys. But they do have complaints about Sorisha. They say Sorisha is not really anybody's friends on the show. Anybody's friend on the show. When the show is done, she doesn't call anybody, doesn't take anybody's calls. And even though we see them in events, have you seen their Instagram? Like between seasons, we see them in the same events. It means they meet her there, but she doesn't call them. So that's why a lot of the times you see Unonku, not Jojo spending time, but Sorisha is never there. So I don't know, you guys. It might just be for the show, but I also like their connection. I hope that they do stay friends. Okay. So, and then the next event, it is Drift Queens event. They're going to drive some Land Rovers. And then I was like, kosa why bang invitanga? Why bang invitanga Londi London? Because I remember they said she was pampering, that's why she's not driving a Range Rover. Now they are going to, they go for a drive, they're living happy. And why didn't they, invite her? I was like, this would have been perfect for Sunny to apologize and be like, at least now you get to drive a nice car again, okay? Anyway, you guys, they're all there except for Nonku. Today, so Nonku had an event, so she wasn't there. And Usane, obviously, UN is not going to invite Usane, and he's not friends with Usane. And also Eni has already heard Kutusane was talking about her, so that was not gonna happen. Anyway, was not going to invite Susane, but they really had a great time. They were driving up the mountain that had there was also muddy at the same time, but it was a nice drive. Sorisha was with Usli, and then Jojo was with Eni. And hey guys, uJojo this season, uvovo liyavuza. While they are driving, ne? Because I think before they got to a place where they were actually going to drive themselves, they had drivers, so they were all sitting at the back. So she tells Eni, Pela, we went out with Usane. I don't know how many times she's told that story. She's telling everybody. So when we went out with Usane, Nononku, and then and was confused. Why did you go out with Usane? Is Unonku friends with San? She's like, no. So why did you go out with her? Okay, what happened? She's telling her, she said that you slept your way to the top. And no, and is like, what, guys? She doesn't deny it because it's true. I guess allegedly. She doesn't. She's like, oh, so she has a problem with me sleeping with my husband. Yes, you slept with him so he can become a husband. Anyway, you guys, I think it's neither here or there because obviously they're married now. But it is valid in a way what Susane was saying. But Jojo had to throw it in there. I don't think that Jojo wants people to like Usane, and I also don't think Jojo wants people to like Usli, you know. And it's amazing how she's treating the newbies, considering that just last season she was also a newbie looking to be accepted. So it's interesting to me. Did she not say she booked a trip to Bali or Mauritius? Yes, she did. But I don't think that Ulondi London will take a trip from a stranger because it looks like they're strangers. They didn't really know each other as an apology. Ha, what if ukuthengele abantu abazofika bakushaye bakubulale kaleni? I don't think that London London would take that trip, but that's what she said. It's to apologize, she would do that. I think an apology, just call her and say, listen, I was wrong, and I'm sorry, would do better than a trip to Bali. But that's what she said. I don't know if it's real, you guys, if she really did give her the trip. Okay. Anyway, so Jojo gets messy like that. But you guys, listen, Annie is coming in this season different. I'm still trying to figure her out. And the fact that she also has a tendency of not being bothered as much as she used to be bothered by things last season. Okay. Because even when they told her Usunonku was talking about her, she wasn't really as bothered as we thought. And then now they're telling her about Usane. She's like, but that's my husband. So, so she's coming in different this season. It's a little bit confusing. I think she's trying to do this season different so she doesn't end up being a villain like it has happened in the last season. Okay. So anyway, like the next season, the next scene, Ujojo no Nonku, okay, they're spending time together. And because Jojo is so messy. Okay, this is what they lied about in this scene. So Unonku Uti, okay, even though she feels like they fixed things with Usli, but she feels like Usli still is talking about her behind her back. Uh, because she's been dreaming about it. She's been dreaming about Usli talking behind her back. I'm like, hey, you guys, yes, we are very young, but we were not born yesterday. Obviously, Ujojo, after that conversation, because the ladies were sitting and talking about Nonko's men, uh, after they drove the cars, they sat down and they had a conversation. So Usli brought up, because you guys, you who were not there at Nonku's party, we actually got to meet Nonku's men. And then everybody was asking, so how do you feel about it? Everybody was excited. And then Usli says, you know what? I'm happy as long as my friend is happy. I will support her. So I will support her as long as she is happy until she isn't. Okay. I didn't think a lot of this statement because obviously you support your friend until they're not happy. When they're not happy, then you go and you be like, okay, my friend, now what do we do? I took it like that, Vele, because all of us are happy in the relationships we are in until we're not happy. But at some point, vele umjolo uzokunyisa. Angithi unyisa wonke umuntu. I felt like Usli meant that. But Ujojo felt like she means it's going to end. So obviously that night she probably called Nonku and like, friend, she is talking negatively about you behind your back. And then now they are sitting in the scene having to talk about it. And then Nonku now is lying in on our faces and saying, she dreamt about it. She dreamt about Usli talking negatively about her. I'm like, Togoza Koko. I'm like, hi, Togoza Koko Nonku. Hey, Togoza Koko Williams. I was like, nah. You guys have had this conversation. So she's like, I've been dreaming about it. And then George is like, yeah, your dreams are right. Vele, she's talking about it. She's like, she is. What is she saying? Then she tells her, obviously, because of Vele, kuvuleke la kuGeorge, iy'ndaba ziphuma la. She doesn't even have to open her mouth, okay? Now she's upset with Nonku. Oh, I knew she was talking negatively about me. We need to go and meet with her. I'm like, why are you not going and meeting with your friend alone? Okay. She's like, both of us need to go and meet with her. I don't know why Unonku always feels like she needs company to go and be with Usli. This is your friend. Just go and be with your friend. And if you need to confront her about something, because obviously if she said something negative about you and your relationship, you need to find out who's friend. I can't, are you my friend or what? But you guys, obviously, they have to team up with George. I mean, Unoko, I love Unoko. Yes, Unoko actually is like my ultimate OG favorite on this show. But this season, I don't know. Unamathele kuJojo ngale ndlela, I don't like it. I don't like her sucking up to Jojo. I don't like always cling on Jojo. Come, because even in that event, Kasane, when Usli came to speak to her, she was like, "Let me go to Jojo. Let me go to Georgia. No, I want to go and be with Georgia. Girl, you are an adult. Deal with the issue yourself." So they decided they're going to meet with Usli. They arrange the meeting, they meet. Okay. Now, Usli is thinking, issue I cannot Jojo is done. Issue I cannot Nonku is done. What is this about? Obviously, when she gets there, she's like, oh, okay, Osiam, it's on again. Now they sit down and they're like, okay, let's just get to the point. Kushuno go to Jojo, we are explaining what's okay. Uh, how because when they sat down, I thought it was going to be about what Usli said about Unonku. Jojo goes back now to that issue. Yoguti Usli said she was single and available to to Kelvin. Ujojo Uti, after they had their sit down, because they had a sit down, Pelo Jojo Kanye Usli, to try and understand each other. Where are we missing each other? Ujojo is like, listen, I apologize. Okay, let me explain that scene in another later on. Okay, so they had already sorted out their issue, Ujojo Benosli. Okay, but I want to talk about that scene separate because there's something that is important to point out in that scene. Now, Usli, when she comes to that meeting, she's thinking the issue is sorted with this one, the issue is sorted with this one, but what is this about? But when she gets there, Ujojo goes back to saying, I Bopela, when you could tell my me and you to when you are single and available. Now Ulon is like, our man, because Kelvin Fort, and then they go back to issue no you are talking negatively about me, and then Ujojo says what you said, what you were happy for her until she's not happy. And I think Usli did well in trying to stand up for herself. Guys, I'm not gonna do this, especially with the two of you. This is a gang up, for you to confront me that like this. I did not say that. I did not mean it like that. And it sounded like now we are pig at the whole thing that she had said. Now she's lying and all of that. But she ended up saying, listen, I don't feel like you guys want to be my friend. You, Jojo, clearly you are not my friend. And now in Onko, it doesn't look like you really want to fix our friendship. So I'm okay with this friendship ending. I don't want it anymore. So we are done. And she walks away, leaves them there. The pleasure in Jojo's face. She was so happy. Yeah, uphelile le friendship ebengifuna iphele. And I think honestly it's gonna be hard for Uslin Nonoko to be friends with George because George doesn't want them to be friends. She's making sure that she destroys that friendship. And now they're not doing a good job of making sure that they talk separately from everybody and understand each other separately from everybody. So when they go and meet a group, they have an understanding as friends. Anyway, guys, Tom said, I honestly don't understand Nonku. She should be proud of having money that she worked hard for herself rather than seeking approval from people who married rich. Exactly. Listen, even last season, Unonku never made an effort to be friends with Ulasi, with basically the girls that were not as rich. She wanted to be friends with Sorisha, Annie, and Jojo. And I felt like it's because of the riches. She really wanted to be the part of that group. Even with Umabusi saying she would dismiss her and all of that because she wanted to be part of that group. And she is, and I felt like last season she probably could relate more to Mabusi Sem, who's also an independent woman who is a businesswoman too. I feel like they could build a better friendship than these two because La Bayana, she had to suck up to them before she became friends with them. Uncengile for that friendship. So I never understood why she felt like it was better to be friends with the other. Okay. Bali hi fam. Am I too late? You are never too late, okay? Kodwa sesidlile ukudla yabona. Hey, animenzeleni oros or something because ukudla sesishuqile ebhodweni sekuphelile ukudla mbali. Anyway, you guys, okay, let me explain isini kaJojo beno sleep because I think I skipped it. Did I? So Jojo no Slee we're having a sit down to talk about their misunderstanding. Okay, so they sit down to talk. Now Jojo apologizes for. She says she's apologizing only for how she addressed the situation, and that she raised her voice. Okay, so Usli is saying ukuthi she still insists ukuthi of course her husband Ujojo is the one that actually raised the question ukuthi who are you married to? He is the one that asked that question. That's the reason they got into the conversation of who is single, who is ready to mingle. It's because Kelvin is the one that asked. Okay, there is one viewer in my comment section last time that said, Dando, oh, Kelvin might not be innocent in this. Kelvin is a man, and he might not be innocent in this whole situation because it's possible that he did ask Usli Velwood, who are you married to? And these men, we all know what they do, you guys. This rich man, maybe he was looking for a single one to make his side. I don't know, you guys, but that's what Usli is saying. So Jojo apologizes, but is asking, "Do you understand that you were in my space, though?" Because remember, I even did a video to say it's wrong to be in somebody's face. Umkhomba kanje. Jojo is like, "Now you were in my space because you did this to say." Do you see my hand? She did this to Jojo to say, "I will address you later." Tell me, you guys, if it's the same. If someone is sitting down and I say, "I will address you later," or and then I do this to you. Is this the same? Because Ujojo was here. So Usli is trying to explain, you were in my personal space, and do you understand what could possibly happen when you're in my personal space? I know for myself because I am. I would do the thing, Mina. You will call the lawyers later, sis. You will call the lawyers later because I can't do with this. So she's like, to understand how this can, result in, and the reason that I was laughing because Usli was laughing in that initially when they were talking, it's like I was trying to not get to a point where I throw hands, okay? And we don't want people to throw hands, and we also don't want people to provoke people to a point where they throw hands, okay? But in the diary session, Miss Georgia says it wouldn't have ended very nice for Usli if she did that because she has a lot of money and she would have sued her. So basically you say ukuthi wena uzohamba uprovoke abantu because when unemali yokusuka abantu saze safa abantu abasuweshanayo. So that's what she said. It was she has lots of money and she will sue her, so that wouldn't work. Georgia needs to stop being in people's violating people's spaces because really it's wrong, especially because she knows she's doing it, but because she has money, she's gonna sue them. Then for her, it is okay to do that. Okay. And what did I leave out, you guys? Oh yes, another issue that Usli had, Unonku had with Usli was that apparently Usorisha had said that Usli is going to keep Unonku grounded. I feel like she's right a little bit, you guys. Unonku doesn't want to hear that, and Usli is saying, but why do you have a problem with the fact that Sorisha says that? Because it's not me who said it. It's Sorisha who said that I am going to keep you grounded. It didn't come out of my mouth. Okay, that was evidence for me that Ujojo Nononku had spoken before that whole sit down. I honestly think Ukutus Lee is right in saying if friendship yake Nonku is over, at least for the show, you guys. I think for the show, they're really honestly not friends. It's gonna be very stressful for Usli to still try and be friends with Unonku because Unonku only has one friend. She's already said Sorisha is not my friend because Sorisha left her event. She's already said Annie is not her friend because Annie looks down on her. Umbali, they're still just getting to know each other. Who else is Nonku's friend? It's Jojo only. And that's the only person, that's the only friendship she's still willing to work on. And I think Usli, has all of these ladies. She can even build a friendship with Usane. Usane is a good one to have as a backup. Uzot. Yabona uJojo mayengaxabana no Sane like Nkosi yami uJojo uzoshawa attack. Uzoba nama-heart palpitation, uzo-admit esibhedlela. I am telling you, uJojo noSane ngilinde leyo fight leyo. I can't. Mangithi fight ngisho fight of words, okay? Anyway, you guys, that's all that we saw in this episode. You guys, it's still a nice episode. I was upset about the producers getting rid of, the cast that we were waiting for. Abolondi London, Abolasi, Makumalo, not so much. Why am I forgetting about Ulon? Miss Sam. I was upset about that at the beginning, guys, but I can see what they were trying to do. I honestly can see. And I'm loving all of them. I still want to see more from Maria, you guys. Oh yes, hi boy, yini ngangikhumbuzi ngoba phela bengisazokhuluma ngomkhwenyana kaMbali. Guys, what do you think of umkhwenyana kaMbali? Okay, angazi mina, I was like, this one, angazi. But they're planning to have a baby. She wants to try for a baby. That confused me a little bit because it felt at the beginning when she was talking to the girls that she wasn't sure about this relationship, but then they're trying for a baby. She wants to try for a baby. She does touch a little bit on her relationship with her mom, that she doesn't have a good relationship with her mom because apparently her mom doesn't really want to talk about who her dad is. And uBhoga Ngolaka mayithi uyabuza, and that thing is affecting her a lot, but they also so she wants to take care of that before the issue with the baby. I felt like the guy is not ready for a baby. I honestly felt like, but he didn't want to say, because even though he was saying it's indirect, I feel like he's saying he would prefer to do the lobola, get married, and all of that before they try for a baby. But he also didn't want to say no to Mbali and say, no, we can't do that right now. We can't have a baby right now. So, yeah, you guys, we're going to see in that relationship. Honestly, the new cast are like running way ahead of the old cast in terms of sharing a lot when it comes to their lives. Unonku is still sharing a lot. She has always shared a lot. Even the fact that she has given us this guy who is allegedly an ex-convict for us to talk about and laugh about. I love that. So she's still giving us something. But I feel like the new cast is doing more than the others. Abo Sorisha, Abo Eni, Nai and Jojo, besides being messy, Pela, we want to see more about your life than just you being messy. So I really feel like the new cast is going to overtake the others. They might get rid of more of the OGs in the next season if they don't do better. Okay. Anyway, you guys, Tom says he seems like he's not ready for marriage, in my opinion. But why did he propose though? Because I thought, but they're engaged, so he must have been the one that went on one knee and said, "Would you marry me?" And yeah, definitely, I felt like he's not ready for a baby. I'm not sure about marriage, but I kind of see what you are saying. Yeah, you guys, I don't know. In relationship, yeah, I guess we are still going to learn more about it, but it was a little bit confusing for me that it looks like they are not sure about what's happening. Eh, niyangibangela umsindo. Hey guys, like hi. They don't understand what I'm working here. Anyway, you guys, like it sounded like they're not sure about where their relationship is going yet. They're planning for a baby. But then again, now, nowadays, you guys, couples are free to do whatever. You can have a baby before you get married. You can even have a baby with somebody that you are not in a relationship with at all. You are free, okay? He really looked uncomfortable in that conversation. He did. But we have to think about the fact that, when you shoot, imagine like usually you're just going about your normal life, and then all of a sudden you have cameras in the house and you're talking about a very intimate thing, like you're having a very intimate conversation with your partner. All of a sudden you're doing it in front of the cameras. So part of it, I think it's that. But part of it, what if he's not ready? It's possible that he's not ready. Definitely, there's questions there, but we will see how it goes. And also, it's gonna be hard for him to say, "Listen, I'm not ready," because he knows as well that it's a sensitive thing for Umbali. Mbali wants a baby because she has lost a baby before. She lost a baby, and also one of her child. Yes, yes, she had a child pass, and then she lost a baby too. So yeah, you guys. So it's a sensitive issue to try and discuss with your partner that has gone through that. But at the same time, I'm like, that guy is not ready. But why did he propose then? If he did propose. Hey, asazi kodwa phela kwi-Real Housewives abanye bayazithengela iy'mbali, bazithumelela iy'mbali, bayiposa iy'mbali ifike. So mhlampe ne-engagement bayazi-engage bese bethi this is the person that did. Anyway, you guys, that's all that we saw in this episode. I honestly, I still like and love this season. I'm still going to watch Real Housewives forever and ever. Well, not forever, but when they start boring us. Okay, there is a new franchise that has come on, Real Housewives of Abuja. It looked interesting, you guys. I have watched Real Housewives of Quebec. I missed episode 2, but it is interesting. But it gives you that, igqibeka ngathi kufika uthisha esikoleni athi, listen ingane zami, sizokwenza iskeshi ne. You are going to be the producer, you are going to be the director, and you guys are going to be the cast member. But yebo memu, I am the housewife. Ngathi sketch. Angazi, it gives you that vibe. Or moja love vibes anyana. Something is not make sure ngegqibeka. But I know some of my viewers have been saying that they would like for us to do it, Rebecca. So when I have time, you guys, I'll do it, Rebecca. Anyway, you guys, thank you so much, everybody that watched. Thank you so much for joining our live. We're gonna do more of these because I enjoy them so much. Thank you so much, everybody that joined. Me, Judy, Tops, Yonda. Hey Yonda, Dima MZA, thank you so much, Mbali M. Thank you so much for interacting in the comment section. Please, you guys, if you can watch this all over again and watch the adverts, I would appreciate that a lot if you are in a Wi-Fi free zone, okay? And also like the stream, please like the stream before Nipu make you sona, and also share it with your friends, with your family, and even with strangers. Ngithanda kakhulu. Good night.